Do you know what's mad, yeah? I've been thinking about Dembele winning the Ballon d'Or, yeah? And it's actually... It's something in football that I feel had left the game because it's so results driven now, yeah? Now, even back in the day, you'd be able to appreciate a really good squad. Like, for example, let's say, for example, like, you look back at a Leeds squad, yeah? And you see Harry Kewell, Viduka, or you would see these squads, remember these squads and think, yeah, that was a good squad. But you wouldn't think, oh, they didn't win anything. Like, there was a purity to football that, in my opinion, just isn't there anymore, innit, yeah? And I feel like Dembele winning the Ballon d'Or is the first one I've heard in a while where I think, you know what? That there is a story. Because think about it, yeah? If you go over Dembele's history, yeah? He's been rubbed out for time. People had rubbed him out. Let's be real. At Barcelona, people were looking at him. People would look at his time at Barcelona as a failure. And even the beginning of his PSG career, people would say, failed potential, or someone who didn't reach their potential. And him winning the Ballon d'Or, winning the Champions League, he pretty much won it all last season, is like a story of resilience that you ain't really had since, I guess, Messi and him being, having the problems that he had when he grew up. So I think, like, yesterday's like not yesterday, sorry. What was it, 2 days ago? It's an appreciation of football still brings those stories and it's still about those stories, and there's an element of purity that can still emerge from a game. In my eyes, the culture of it has kind of gone to hell. I think, anyway. Because realistically, you can't... What player can you look at now and think, yeah, my man's a good player, but the first thing is, he didn't win anything, comparison to the next man. Do you know what I mean? Whereas before, you'd be able to say, my man was a good player. You don't think about... You're not going straight to accolades. Like, even when you talk about old players, like, when you talk... Like, if I started bringing up, like, big players, you might mention moments they've had, but those moments might not even come in them winning a cup. You just say, I remember when my man did this, or my man was this. You might even mention some goals, but it wasn't purely, he didn't win nothing, he's a loser. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now it's so... You can even like, now there's way more meaty players that are so stat-driven that people rate really highly. Whereas there was probably players back in the day that did get the stats. Even if you... Nah, it's actually mad when I think about it. When I think about it, there's a lot of players now that wouldn't have got the same love back in the day. They just wouldn't have. Because they don't... Like, the quote-unquote eye test mattered. Now... I just feel like even when I was watching all of Dembele's goals and assists from last season. And don't get me wrong, as much as I do respect the comeback, he has got, I think he's gotten there at the cost of that eye test. A lot of them are tap-ins, arriving at the back post, like early crosses. Like a lot of the things are very they're not. There isn't the entertainment factor in a lot of these top players anymore. And that's why I think, like... That's what I'm hoping Lamine Yamal is going to bring back to the game, bro. I swear down. I feel like he's a guy that does it as well as you watch him and think, wow. But a lot of the players on that Ballon d'Or list, I don't look at and think, wow, when I watch them, bro. That's why I think there's so many, like, other players that are getting in amongst it now. Like, there's even there's bare defenders, there's bare fullbacks in there now. Bro, Nuno Mendes was one of the most entertaining players last year, and he's a left back. But it's a draw out. It's a draw out. Let's actually look at this list. Dembele obviously won the Ballon d'Or. I don't think he's one of the most entertaining players nowadays. Like, I think if you all go back, I'm not saying he's not. He's probably teetering on the edge of it. But if you go back and watch all of his goals, if you go watch those goals and assists, a lot of them is him getting the basics right, bro. Like, it's the fundamental and I'm not saying that I'm looking down the fundamentals, but when I'm thinking about Ballon d'Or, I'm thinking about, wow, my man just when he's on the ball, wow. Like, that is what I want football to get back to, innit? Second, Yamal, like I just spoke about earlier, like, I think he does have that wow factor. Vitinha, again, a midfielder though. He's not a forward. I'm talking about forwards, like with the wow factor. Who has that? Rafinha, again, like, yeah, sure. By the way, he absolutely booted off. I'm not gonna lie to you. 39 goals, 25 assists, I know Ballon d'Or was crazy. And he did win things. Like, he won the league and that. Like, that's tough. Again, like, another guy, like, people say, oh, wow, he's a top player. Like, that's all great and that, but if you say you watch Mo Salah, bro, for 90 minutes and think, wow, bro, like, you're just a liar, bro. I just think you're a liar. Again, I do think, wow. I think this guy's coming back for violence this year. I think he will be very. I think he's gonna win it this year because I think in his head he's thinking, hold on, my man that plays second fiddle to me in France has won the Ballon d'Or before me. Impossible. I think he's gonna go crazy this year. I think he's already started crazy, to be honest. Him and Vinny have started crazy. 46 goals, 7 assists is diabolical though, bro. He's moving crazy. Hakimi again, right back. What's the right back doing at number 7, bro? What's he doing there? What is a right back? Again, another man that Real Madrid got rid of. But anyway, I think the fact that there's a right back at 7th is mental, bro. Desiree Doué, another one again on the eye. You could say my man he's way more entertaining than what Dembele is. I'm not saying he's better. But again, when you watch my man, you think, wow, he does things that 99% of man ain't doing in professional football. Like, my man, like, it looks like a Neymar region. He looks special. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just the results are, but like, even my man to an extent. Even him, like, if anything, I think Dembele is probably the least. I mean, not say he's definitely not the least talented. That's crazy because I think he had. It's like Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, he had the talent to do wow things, but he just decided, nah, if I'm gonna actually get to that next level, then I actually need to focus on something else because Messi's more wild than me. So me trying to compete with Messi on the more wild thing is crazy. So I think, cool, Ronaldo did that, whatever. But I think that's kind of where Dembele went last season. He went to, no, I'm getting back to these fundamentals and I'm going to be very effective, which is fair enough. Who am I to tell you not? Again, left back at number 10. And I get they won the Champions League. Like, you're going to see a few of them in there. But again, there should be other players that, bro, if you're a forward, bro, you're a top forward, you should be able to be a left back, bro. And a right back. Harry Kane. Yeah, I mean, he's just a top striker. I mean, fair enough. But I actually rate Harry Kane. Like, I think where he's got to now is crazy. Considering, like, I watched him when he was younger. I didn't see it. Cole Palmer, again, don't know what you're doing up here, if I'm honest. Pedri, wow. Again, midfielder. Again, another box man. He's just a box man. I mean, he's hella old, so fair enough in it. Who else is in it? Goalie. Again, I'm just going to brush him in it because Arsenal can't even grill him. And I'm biased, as everyone knows. João Neves, again, just a madman and a midfielder. Vinny, wow. I think I've said wow to, three players so far. We're at 19th. I would say my man has got a bit of wow in him. But again, he's very direct. Scott McTominay, what we actually doing here, bro? What are we doing here? Why is Scott McTominay in the top 20 players, bro? This how you know, don't get me wrong, all credit where credit's due, he's actually gone there and booted off on the Lampard joint. But like, still, like, let's, like, I just look at the list and I just feel frustrated, bro. I'll be real. Like, I just think football needs to get back, and I don't know how they do it because everything's so much about winning and pressure now. Not that these people didn't have pressure before, but everything's so results driven that it's just like, what happened to the game, bro? What happened? Like, is there space for Yannick Bolasie? Or, in fact, when was the last Streets Will Never Forget player? How can that guy come through now? How can you make a Streets Will Never Forget player now? How can you make one? You cannot make a Streets Will Never Forget player now because of the way the game is. Where are they going to play? Where are they going to play, bro? Where are these people going to be? That's what I want to know. So if you look, bro, if the game keeps going the way it goes, in 20 years, you look back on 20 years of football that you just think, raw, like, what players are these kids now looking back on and think, wow? Because when I was younger, bro, I had players that I looked at that I watched on TV and thought, yeah, my man, it actually might be an alien. Like, he actually looks not real. When I see him, he looks not real. Now, bro, if I went to Tesco, bro, yeah, maybe it's because I'm older now. Maybe if I went to Tesco and saw these man, I'd just be like, bro, you're so real, bro. Like, I could really see you. I could really, really see you in step 5. I could really, really see everything you do in the local park, bro. I can see it all. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like the inspiration in football is in hell, bro, because it's all about yardage and conversion, bro. Don't know, man. Game's gone, boys. The game's gone. I'm sick of it. The game's gone, man. It's time to accept it. I think it's time to accept the game. The game may truly all be gone. We're hoping that Lamine Yamal saves it, man. Lamine Yamal, you know what it is? You know what it is? Part of me wishes Mbappe was actually younger, so we could have, you know, some years of Lamine Yamal and Mbappe. That's what we need. We need another Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi head to head. A few years of that. Good versus evil. Do you know what I mean? Now it's just all evil, bro. It's dark. It's dark out there. It's dark out there. But yeah, make sure you like and subscribe before I bang in your face. Follow me on TikTok. Posting daily on there as well as on YouTube. All that good stuff. Peace.